Welcome to the campus of Cornell High School for tonight's boys basketball game between the Cornell Chiefs and the Lincoln Lancers. Please stand and remove your hats as the Emmanuel Tap Band leads us in the national anthem. Spectators and their scholastic events. These sports players, coaches, and officials are positive attitudes, sex discrimination, and actions will not be tolerated in grounds for neutral gymnasium. Please be aware of the possibility of all players and coaches drinking competition. Thank you and enjoy the game. Now Now our starting lineups first for Cornell. Senior number 2, Colton Hetke. Junior number 4, Dakota Pop. Senior number 12, Frank Wallace. Senior number 14, Noah Noah. And senior number 34, Richard Swanson. The teams are coached by Sean Schelzer. And now for your Lancers. Junior number 12, Jordan Rooks. Sophomore number 20, Seth Miller. Senior number 30, Ben Melman. Senior number 40, David Hine. And senior number 42, Jonathan Gamble. Next, they're coached by Tom Williams, assistant coach Joe Rollins on that.
Hello and welcome inside the Fieldhouse of Emmanuel Lutheran High School for this first game of the varsity basketball season for the boys team. Emmanuel will be taking on Cornell tonight. I am Gunny Sippert, and I'm joined by James Shazer. He had trouble getting his mic on there.
Not really.
New look Lancers team after last year's 12-11 finish, which ended in the regional semifinal at Riv Lake. Starting off with some non-conference play here in this game, it'll be Noah Noor for Cornell against Jonathan Gamble, a 4-year full-time varsity player for Emmanuel. Just about ready for tip. And Noor wins it. Mitchell Swanson gives to Pop, and here we go. Dakota Pop guarded by David Hine, or Seth Miller, excuse me. Colton Hetke over to Trenton Glaus. Here's Pop, a nice move. Noor outside. Head fake goes in. Shot over Gamble, no good. Off of Ben Alman's fingertips and out of bounds.
That was Seth, I believe.
Yeah. My bad. Colton Hetke to inbound. The senior looking. And pops the safety valve back there, but Swanson gets it. He goes up, he misses. Good board by John. Here comes Miller in transition. Seth's got nobody with him, really, and gives back to Jonathan. Jonathan over to Seth. Screen for John. Back up to Ben. Over the other side. Rooks to Hine. Hine in the right corner. Here's Seth Miller open. Pop quickly recovers. Nice head fake by David, but they're going to call travel.
Makes the shot anyways.
Play until the whistle and after it sometimes. Here's Dakota Pop bringing it down. Seth Miller, JV. Outstanding player last year. Even came up at the end of the year and will be a starter here on varsity to start the season. Trenton Glaus with the ball. Here comes Hetke off the screen. Glaus switches the other way. Here's Pop. He tries to go baseline. Miller shuts him down. Noor, 6'4" frame, stopped by Gamble. Picked up his dribble. Doesn't have much to do here. Pop chasing it out of bounds. Nice save. It gets to Swanson. They swing it over to Glaus. David recovers. He hops in the lane, gives to Swanson. Swanson to Hetke. Hetke right into David. Clean with arms up, but Glaus gets the ball for an open shot. Board by Now. Now we're still scoreless here. Rooks pushes it ahead to Hine. Nothing baseline. David back up to Jordan. Jordan over to his counterpart in the backcourt, Seth. Here's Jordan with an open three. It rolls in. It took a little while. But that's Jordan's first points of the season and the first Lancer points. Trenton Glaus caught it in midair and put up a shot, and I believe it'll be David Hine.
Cornell almost had their first points be an alley-oop.
That would have been nice. Alley-oop reverse layup.
Trenton Glaus.
Trenton Glaus, first free throw, no good. He'll have two. Rooks gets Emmanuel out to a 3-0 lead. Glaus trying to cut it to 2 here. Can't get him to go. Good board by David. And Seth can't handle it. He keeps his dribble, though. Up to David. David got some space. Shot fakes. Noor goes into him. David doesn't have a shot then. Seth over to David. David in the left corner. And a foul is going to be called on Noah Noor. That's his first and the team's first.
Seth Miller showing off a little bit of jitters there, as you can see.
Yeah, it went around him. First varsity game, not technically because he played in the crossover last year, but first varsity start.
Only a sophomore in high school.
Yep, an outstanding freshman year on the JV team. Both him and Rutz, but Rutz a year ahead. As that one sails out of bounds, I believe it was Gamble with the pass there.
Yes.
Nor will inbound.
Underestimated Jordan's height for a little bit.
Yeah. Or overestimated, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Klaus. And a travel.
I'm not sure what that call was.
We got a push off.
Calls on Cornell's number 2, Colton Hetke. That's his first personal team second.
Hetke's first. Hetke and Nor, both seniors, both starters last year on the team for Cornell. Cornell only lost 2 players from their team last year, and only one that I can remember hearing during the game as a contributor. In this meeting last year, at Cornell, Emmanuel won 71-43. David gets a screen blocked by Nor. Nor's got a lot of length on him, and here he comes the other way. Picks up his dribble, though, and allows Gamble and the Lancers to recover. Here's Rutz on Hetke. Hetke inside. It's Klaus. Back out to Hetke. Hetke pulls up the 3. Short. There's a long one. That would have been good right up at the line. Gamble crosses over, goes to the rack. Clean by Hetke. And here's Klaus on the outlet. Rutz trying to catch up. And Klaus will put it away. 3-2, Emmanuel leading. Rutz over to Miller. Miller's got an open look. He takes it in a little bit. Pops the shot. Swanson's got a piece of something. And back the other way they go. Pop guarded by Miller. Miller gives him the left, but Jonathan Gamble's there with the steal. Gamble pushing ahead. Gives to his cousin, Hine. David looking inside to Ben. Nothing there for now. Swanson's got the size advantage in the post. Ben Nauman, not to be underestimated, though, has improved greatly since last year. Nice pass by Gamble to Rutz. Great find along the baseline. And Jordan puts it away. That'll be a foul on David. His second.
Going off of what you said before, Ben Nauman is not someone to be underestimated in the post. He may not be as tall as other players, but he is definitely as strong as any of the big posts you send out there.
He's a great rebounder. He'll box out all day. David's got to go out with his 2 early fouls. We're less than 4 minutes in here. Levi Schaller coming in, another JV standout from last year. Nor tries the reverse layup. No good, and it goes to Miller on the rebound. Jordan to Seth. Over to Gamble. Gamble and Hine, the only returning contributors to this varsity team. Buck and Nauman also returning, but didn't get a lot of minutes last year. Jordan with an open 3. Good! 8-2, as Jordan has got all 8 points for Emmanuel. Good start on the varsity team for him. Hetke into the lane. And that's a hard-earned layup. Schaller along the baseline, and we got a block called on number 24, Kyle Klaus. Number 10, Jake Hall, also came in. Klaus is first, the team's second. Third, excuse me.
At the line, shooting 2, Levi Schaller.
Schaller's first free throw is on the varsity team here. Levi sinks the first. And is the first player not named Rutz to have a point for the Lancers. Austin Caro now in, and this team looking awfully familiar to James and I, as 4 of the 5 starters from last year's JV are on the floor. Pop with the travel, a double dribble, excuse me.
Not a bad JV team last year.
Oh, no. Ended up above 500, didn't finish the season strong.
We came really close to winning against one of the best teams we played against, CFC.
Yeah, only a one-shot game. Sam Buck came in, and now the Lancers with an extremely small lineup. Seth Miller open with the right corner 3. He sails it long. And a foul is going to be called. Emmanuel cannot be that aggressive when they're in their half. in their defensive half.
Daniels, number 12, Jordan Rooks. That's his first personal, team's third.
Pass in by Noor, Hetke. And Hetke will bring it down. Pop's got it. Noor on the right wing. He does have some range. Pops it three and it's good.
Going off that range right there.
Miller's got it. Gives to Schaller in the right corner. Schaller to Caro. Caro's open but doesn't have much range. Caro more of an inside the arc shooter. Miller. Back to Rutz. Rutz open again. He'll take it.
Whatever works. That was a bank shot, but still going in.
Jordan has not missed a varsity shot yet, I believe. I believe he got blocked earlier, but 4 for 4. 4 for something, at least. Here comes Jordan the other way. Lancers up 6, not the greatest numbers. Buck is going to call them to travel there every time. Every time you do that. Trenton Glaus back in.
That is the Sam Lesack travel, known for that last year.
He's taking shots at your cousin. Brentwood's now in. Emmanuel getting their players rotated. Have yet to see the 2 JV part-timers, Josh Griffiths and Henry Lau, as well as Adam Fickley. Brent Roots also on that JV team from last year. Came off the bench, but was a player who got decent minutes. Noor. Over to Jake Hall. Trenton Glaus now, guarded by Roots. That's Brent. Hetke gets past his man. Roots and a couple more. Shot's no good. Caro to Roots. Jordan brings it up. He gives to Schaller. Levi back to Jordan. Swinging it around. Here's Sam Buck. Sam looking inside for Schaller. Nothing there. Roots pulls up again. He's feeling it. Jordan Roots with 14 early.
He is having a Riley Sotnick-esque game, going back to last year.
Yeah, you would think Brian Siddle, but Riley just went off in one game. He made every 3 he took, and that's what more I think James is trying to emphasize.
Yeah.
If you're talking about quantity of 3s made, it's definitely Brian, but in a single game, Jordan Roots, we are less than 7 minutes in, people, and he's got 4 threes, 14 points.
And a very nice layup, too, passing layup.
Kyle Glaus is wide open. He passes over to Noor. Noor, much bigger than Sam Buck. They've got a size mismatch in there. We'll see how long Ben Nauman stays on the bench. 16-7 in favor of Emmanuel. Schaller is trying to pass it to Roots. Travel call.
Seth Miller, John Gamble.
Jordan Roots and Sam Buck going off. Jordan having the half of his life here.
I feel as though we'll be hearing a lot of size mismatch this year for the varsity team.
Definitely.
Not a very big team, either height-wise or even size-wise.
Last year they had the height, and they were still a pretty skinny team with Calvin Ryan and Matt White and Nick White being their bigs. Skinnier, bigger men, except for Nick. But even this year, without those 3, you're missing the height too. Good board by Brent, and he's got it out to Seth. Seth Miller up the floor, looking for Schaller. Schaller's got a lot on the break. Jonathan Gamble, first jump shot of the day. No good, but a good take. Smart by Levi not to hang on there too long. And Trenton Glaus brings it up. He gets past Roots. Good help by Caro. Nobody helps out Austin. An open look for Kyle. Glaus cannot be put away. Long pass, Schaller to Miller. It's tipped on the way, and it will stay with Emmanuel. High-paced game here between these teams. Seth Miller getting the inbound. Levi Schaller back to Miller. Open 3. Seth Miller looking for one. Can't get it. Good job by Levi. Levi is a great rebounder, especially on the offensive end. Player to watch.
He can slip in between those big guys to grab the board.
Brent Roots to Jonathan Gamble now. Gamble, safe pass to Caro. Over to Miller. He's not taking it this time with Noor in his face. Brent Roots to Gamble. Now the Lancers have got to work for a shot more. They've got a 2-3 on them. Call out their offense. Over to Miller. He's open this time. Take it again. Oh, out. In and out. Brent had the rebound, lost it, and Levi gets fouled.
quite a strange game to be watching right here. If we're going by last year, what we saw, we would think Seth Miller would be the one going off on threes. On JV, he was the one to make the three.
Yeah.
Jordan was also very solid, but not as much as Seth was. But here Jordan is having one of the games of his life. Seth has put up 3 threes, none of them have gone in.
Yep. Levi's got 2 now, both on free throws. Levi's 2 for 3. 2 for 4 now. It gets its board though. Offensive rebound. Just talked about it. That kid is an animal on the offensive glass. Trenton Glaus gets Brent with the head fake. Doesn't make much of it though, as Brent can recover. Brent on Glaus. Shade them right. And now here's Pop. Pop gives to Kyle. Glaus gets by Caro. Glaus, Kyle cannot buy a bucket. Swanson gets it though.
Swanson.
Number 24 has had a lot of fortunate looks. Just haven't gotten any of them go in. Without Nora on the floor here, they bring in Swanson. Brent gives John the baseline, and John will take it in. Emmanuel looking like a good unit here on offense. Defense a little more I'm a little more skeptical about. Cornell's missed a lot of shots. Nice fish by Trenton Glaus. Swanson ends up getting blocked. And here he is, Adam Fickner.
And number 30, Ben Nauman.
And Nauman back in. Now they've got a better size matchup. They get it into Glaus. That is Trenton. Trenton, dead ball. Brent gets up in his face. Fickner's got to get around a screen to get on Hall. Swanson for 3. Don't expect a big man to be shooting the 3.
What I've been noticing is bringing up the defense, and Cornell has been really good at getting those drive-in layups. They haven't been falling for them, but they've been really good going up, especially Glaus. He's been driving in almost every time.
Yeah, that's Kyle, the younger of the two, the sophomore. I remember him from the JV game last year. I think Trenton's been on varsity for at least 2 years, if not 3. Ben in the corner. Looking to gamble. It's too tight down there. Fickner's got it. Fakes one way. Nice. Open look. Can't get it to fall, but a nice shot. Gamble gets the rebound and can't make it himself. Over to Pop. A bit of a reach there by Seth, but luckily not called. Nor guarded by Gamble, and now Emmanuel's got to have both Nauman and Gamble in, with both Nor and Swanson on the floor. Brent Rutz gets drived by, but Ben Nauman gets the steal after his teammates started for him. Gamble ahead to Fickner. Fickner with the 3, no good, and a travel call.
Number 12, Jordan Rutz.
Jordan Rutz back in after his first shift resulted in 14 points. Adam Fickner called on the shooting travel there. He's moved his feet too early. And stepped over and back. Seth with a nice defense. Pop just reached his heel back across midcourt. Emmanuel with a 12-point lead. Haven't scored seemingly in a while, though.
We'll see if Jordan Rutz still has the hot hand going on.
Here's Jordan. Dribbles up to the top of the right wing. Ben Nauman looking for the inside pass. He's going to screen in Jordan. Mismatch over there. Nor on Jordan. Not so much. Glaus tries to save it under his own basket. Usually not the wisest idea. His teammates help him out, though. Here's Pop. Over to Hetke. Hetke back in the game. Glaus for 3. Good looking shot, just off. And Rutz has got space to work with. Pushing it ahead to Miller. Fickner in the corner. Looking inside to Nauman. He's got to go back out. They set a screen instead. Nauman's got it. Rutz has got a lot of space, but Nord can make up for that space with his length. Doesn't take as much time for him to get over and block a shot. Seth Miller in, gets blocked. And that's the difference between the JV and varsity level. Seth Miller's maybe going to have to back some of those shots out a little bit more because of the size of varsity players. Ooh, that foul is going to be on Seth.
Falls on Randall's number 10, Adam Fickner.
Excuse me.
That's his first personal team's fourth.
Still have not seen David Hine come back in after those 2 fouls to start the game off.
It makes sense. You want to save him for the second half. If he has 3,
going into the second half.
that's not terrible, but then as soon as his 4th comes, you've got to take him out. Adam Fickner for 3, no good. Good board by Ben. Can't hold on, though. So the rebound not given to him.
David is also a very aggressive player, so you can't always guarantee not getting a foul.
He fouled out of 3 games last year. Hetke down low. Fickner deflects a pass. Here's Pop. Pop looking for more, and out of.
And for the Lancers, Levi Schaller.
David with 62 personal fouls last year to lead the team. He had 47 or 49 the year before that. So he does play aggressively. Levi Schaller in for Fickner. And there hasn't been a bucket in a while.
Cornell has had a lot of good takes.
Yep.
Not going in though.
Just as they have all night. Ben Nauman a little outside his range.
Thought about it though.
Yep. Nauman, go baseline. Nor's there to meet him. Good pass though to Buck. Sam Buck dishes to Roots. Roots back to Buck. Buck open 3, decides not. Decides not to. Levi, oh, it was there to gamble. Might have been some help from Swanson. Shot by Buck, no good. Use your board, Sam. Sorry about that. Schaller over to Buck. Gamble to Roots. Roots goes with the left. Here's Schaller for 3. Levi got some long-range shooting capabilities of his own. Down the floor comes Nord. Nord with the handles. He kicks it to Glaus. Sam can't get a finger on it. Going left is Hetke. He gives to Swanson. Hetke gets it off the screen. Goes to the rack. And gets his second basket.
Hetke.
There's that nice drive-in layup for Cornell that they've been trying to get all night.
Hetke's had a couple hard-earned layups. And he comes in flying there. It'll be Emmanuel Ball still.
In for Cornell, number 10, Jake Paul.
He saw that pass coming and did what he had to not let it happen.
And for the Lancers, number 32, Austin Carroll.
Into Jordan Roots is the pass. Jordan over to Levi. Levi looking to go to Sam. And stolen by Hetke. Hetke read that all the way. Nice Euro step. Can't finish. Jordan fouled by Dakota Pop.
Fouls on Cornell is number 4, Dakota Pop. That's his first personal, team's 5th.
Roots bringing it down. Caro with the screen. Here's Caro outside now. Now Roots, they'll reset. Man defense. A little confusion for the Lancer offense, though. Risky pass there to Nord.
In for Cornell, number 24, Kyle Glaus.
Colton Hetke bringing it back down after Kyle Glaus subbed in. Caro trying to meet Nor. Nor with the head fake, and he's called for a travel. He had an open look at the bucket there. 21-11. Emmanuel only up 10 after that Hetke basket. Sam Buck in the corner. Screen set for Jonathan. Levi Schaller looking. Gives it to Sam Buck. Gamble going into the post. Here's Jordan Roots outside. Emmanuel hasn't gotten a good look and hasn't scored in quite a while. That ball, they're going to call it off of blue.
I was just about to comment that. I think it's been like a 5-minute scoring drought for Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Gamble needs someone to get open. Here's Schaller. Schaller gets through the trap. Gamble. Over to Carroll. Carroll to Roots. Here's Roots for three. No good. And Emmanuel's got to throw up a three, and they could not find anything. Poorly chosen pass there, and Gamble gets the steal. Levi with the head fake all the way to the back. And a charge call. Levi's first foul.
Falls on man number 14, Levi Schaller. That's his first.
I think that was the right call there. I'm pretty sure he had his feet set.
Yeah, that was a good job by Glaus. John with his first steal there. As far as I can remember, he had 5 steals in the matchup between these two teams last year, as well as 5 fouls. He ended up fouling out of the game. So he played an aggressive style. Nor for 3. John was coming at the ball as if he... Nor was still in his stance, but he's already up to the shot. We're going to see some help. Gives to Buck. Sam Buck to Gamble. Gamble trying to go baseline. He gets it. Right-handed. Strong take by John.
And that ends Emmanuel's scoring drought.
About 5 or 6 minutes. Nor looking inside for Kyle Glaus. It's tipped and Jordan gets the steal. Here comes John. Up to Levi. Levi controls. Levi over to Sam. Nice find. Here's Jordan. Jordan for 3. No good. Jordan has cooled off. Here's Hetke, and he's going to be fouled by Gamble. And he'll shoot a couple free throws.
With that hot start, Jordan was a lot more eager to take a 3 if he had space. I think now he'll cool down a little bit, pass the ball around a bit more, not be as eager to take that 3.
Colton Hetke shooting here. He makes the first.
Cornell number 4 Dakota Pop. For the Lancers, Seth Miller.
Schaller goes off for Seth. And no good. It does get rimmed though. Austin gives to Jonathan. Gamble ahead to Roots. Roots has baseline. Carroll also had a lot of room down there on the post feed. Buck. Nice find. Carroll with the open jumper. Good look. That was a good possession for Emmanuel. Jake Hall the other way. Hetke goes baseline. Carroll's got to have better help than that. Lucky that he missed. Roots to Miller. Miller gets to take him, but now without a foul. Hetke's second. Perhaps we'll see him go out as the first half is winding down.
In for Cornell number 12, Trenton Glaus.
Trenton Glaus back in, and Hetke is off. Seth Miller bringing it down. Austin's got a better size matchup in the post right now than most Emmanuel players have had all night. As long as they can keep Nor out of post defense, they might have a good look here. Woods having a little trouble up top, needs to find a pass. Gives it to John. Sam Buck right wing. Nobody in the post right now. Not enough movement. Here's Seth Miller for 3. No good. And Emmanuel has gone real cold and probably isn't shooting the greatest percentage from beyond the arc.
I believe Seth
Jake Hall gives to Pop. Excuse me, James. Sorry.
I believe Seth Miller is now 0 for 4 on 3s.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And Jordan's something like 4 for 8.
Falls on Emmanuel's number 42, John Gamble. That's his second personal, team 7.
And now John with 2 fouls.
Emmanuel might be without both of their leaders here.
both of their captains, I should say. 4-year varsity player John Gamble and 3-year varsity player David Hine. Dakota Pop misses the 1-and-1. Jake Hall with the shot, no good. Nora with the board. He's got the size advantage. Can't get it to go, though, and he'll be called for over the back.
Brent Rutz had some solid defense on that shot.
He had a good box out, and the only way Nora was going to get to the ball was illegally. So Nora and Hetke both with 2 fouls as well.
And for the Lancers, on the line, shooting the bonus, Brent Rutz.
Brent Rutz to shoot here, a 1-and-1. He gets the first and earns himself another. Brent's first varsity point. Can't get the second, though. 1 for 2. 10 seconds left for Pop. And a quick first half. No timeouts called by either coach. Here's Pop. 3. Blouse has got to put it up. Kyle's shot, no good. And Brent grabs the rebound to finish the half. At halftime, Emmanuel doubling up. Cornell 24-12. Emmanuel starting out hot, getting out to that 16-7 lead. Jordan Roots with 14. And then they sort of cooled off with that lull in the middle of the half, allowing Cornell to stay in it.
The lull continuing to the end of the half also.
Basically, yeah. Only one shot.
I think they scored 3 points in maybe the last 5 or 6 minutes. Emmanuel at least. Cornell has also been on a drought right now too. About 2 or 3 minutes. Not the high scoring action we have seen from the other 2 teams that played today.
No. It was a 63-13 JV boys win. Emmanuel over Cornell, and then it was a 64-30 girls varsity game. Emmanuel also got the win there. At the half, leading scorer of the game is, of course, Jordan Rutz with those 14 points. I've got Levi Schaller at 5 right now. I believe he has 3 made free throws instead of 2, like I said. Jonathan Gamble with 4, and Brent Rutz with a lone point. And for the Chiefs, it's Colton Hepke leading the way with 5. Noah Nor's got 3, Trenton Glass with 2, Mitchell Swanson with 2.
Thing to talk about this half is David Hine and John Gamble both having 2 fouls.
As well as Colton Hetke and Noah Nor. They are 2 of the leaders, I believe 2 of the captains as well, for the Chiefs. So both teams having their leaders into a little bit of foul trouble.
John Gamble is a really big person. They do not want, Lancers do not want foul trouble either. He is the premier defender for the team.
True.
Always put on the best scorer. Whoever has the most points, John will be on him.
Yeah.
That's been the story since his sophomore year, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. You can get a look at the new look Emmanuel roster. You've got, from left to right there, you've got players who have been on full-time varsity for a while, like John. Some people who have split time, like Ben. And a bunch of JV call-ups, like Jordan Rutz. You see the roster there. They've got their typical 12. You've seen all of those players in action, except for Josh Gerbitz and Henry Lau. But you saw them earlier in the JV game if you were tuned in. They both played pretty well, especially Josh. I believe he ended up with about 18 points. He had 16 at the half, I think.
An old team, too, as you can see. Mostly juniors and seniors except for Seth Miller, the only
as it was last year. It was all juniors and seniors. They lost 6 seniors, and only 4 of the 5 juniors came back to play. So they only have 4 returning players, 2 returning contributors. As I said again, Ben Nauman and Sam Buck didn't get much chance to play last year.
They will definitely be needed this year, though.
And first game of the season, Emmanuel looking to get out to a 1-0 record. And here's Cornell's roster. I didn't have Micah Rotz's height or his position, but otherwise I've got the stats there for you. Information, excuse me.
Some investigating reporting. Kyle Gloss. I saw him. They were doing warm-ups, and for a 6-foot kid, he can almost grab rim entirely with his hand.
Nice.
So that was quite impressive for me. We didn't have the heights down on here, but I'm looking there now. So they've got some people who can jump for the board as well, even if they don't have all that height on the team.
Yep, they're up on WisSports, so thanks to WisSports.net for heights and numbers somewhat. I got some from the program here. I also assumed Tanner Clark was a forward just because he was 6'1", and they have a lot of guards. I assumed he plays forward. Obviously, this is the first game, first night of the season, really, here on Tuesday, November 22nd, but you can check out the standings here. Obviously, nothing filled in yet for either the large or the small Dairyland Conference, but one thing of note is that Blair Taylor and Oliva Strum have switched after, I believe, 3 years ago. Oliva Strum and CFC switched, and Oliva only spent 3 or 4 years in the small before moving back to the large. Blair Taylor's numbers down, I'm assuming, and they will play Emmanuel twice this year, both of those games coming right at the end of the season. I believe it goes away, then home.
It's crazy to think that the powerhouse of CFC was once in the small Dairyland.
Yeah, I know. They're just a bigger school now than they once were. Blair Taylor was a powerhouse for a long time. They've won a lot of state championships under their head coach, Randy Storley. And we've seen a lot of great players pass through there. Dalton Soto, Simeon Pooler, Brett Ladston, and Dylan Zinn and Sean Reisman last year as well. Nolan Kuyak and the older Kuyak brothers before that. The older two played at Stout. I was talking with Prof. Lau, Reggie and Hank. But this year they don't return many players. They do return 4-year varsity player River Kirchner. He's a big man inside, but everybody else from last year's main varsity roster, so excluding JV call-ups, was a senior. So all those guys are gone, and River's got to lead his team. So Blair Taylor may see a drop in the standings this year. As they are in the less competitive small, though, perhaps they'll still be towards the top. Teams to watch in the small are Alma Pepin, the reigning champion. They do lose 3 of their 5 starters, but they return arguably their most important starter, Caden Hockey. Big man inside, he can just dominate a game, as well as guard Ben Miller, who played really well towards the end of last season. Emmanuel should be up there in the standings, expecting to finish around the top 3. We'll see, obviously, how that goes throughout the season when we talk about them enough. Gilmanton and Indy both rebuilding programs, seemingly, as Gilmanton lost top player Nick Ernest as well as DeMonte DeWitt last year, and returned one varsity contributor basically in Tanner Hovey, as Austin Johnson as well. Indy, they lost Nathan Warner and Jordan Speltz to graduation, 2 of their taller players and 2 of their contributors, and we'll see how they fare throughout the season. We'll get to see Indy pretty early in the year. That'll be Tuesday, December 6th. That's actually our next home broadcast. And over in the large, Lincoln and Augusta both were middle of the pack last year. Lincoln loses a couple of key players as well as Augusta. CFC should be back and stronger than ever. They were led by juniors last year, only lost one senior of super extreme importance, Alex Murphy, their big man inside, and a couple other like Reed Willitson. But they didn't lose too much and should be, with their great program, back and better than ever. Oliva Strum also didn't lose much. In fact, I don't think they lost a contributor, really. They did lose big man Coy Christensen, but he played sparing minutes. Melbourne did lose all-conference pick Aaron Scaife and Colin Lockington, as well as Devin Christofferson, but led by guard Eric Christofferson and Matt Perusa. They will be back at the top of the conference. And Whitehall has been down the last couple years ever since our freshman year, so 3 years ago, which they finished 3rd that year, but they've been down either 5th or 6th since then. So we'll see how the Dairyland plays out. Obviously, it'll be easier to see once games are in the book. Both teams back to the floor right now. We'll check out the schedule for the Dairyland first. Only game tonight is this game, Emmanuel against Cornell, next Monday, so none of the other teams start for a week now. Elmwood Plum City will go to Independence, Whitehall travels to Arcadia, and Oliva Scrum gets their first game in the large, but it'll be a non-conference affair against Osseo Fairchild. And then next Tuesday, ILHS will travel to Spring Valley, AC Lincoln at Brookwood, and CFC to Colfax.
Do you know when the first conference game for Emmanuel is?
First conference game will be it will not be the Independence game, it will be the Thursday following that Spring Valley game, December 1st at Alma Pepin in Alma. So that is an ever-important game. Emmanuel lost both of their games to Alma Pepin in overtime last year. They seemed to play well in close games last year. They were 3-2 in games decided by less than 10 points, but 0-1 in games less than 5, and lost both of their games that went to overtime. So really, when they lost in overtime, they lost big, and they didn't count for those things. They lost by 12 in the first overtime at Pepin, and then lost by 4 here on senior night last year.
At Pepin was
that was a rough game.
We were coming in hot into overtime. We had just just got the lead.
Yeah.
They had all the momentum, and that carried over in overtime.
They came in hot.
Yeah.
Down with Pepin, definitely. It was, I believe Trevor Height hit a 3. First team all-conference selection last year. Attending NDSU now. Playing football for that FCS powerhouse.
Remember, to all our listeners out there, got our booth number out there. So far, Sam Lisak has been texting in regular updates of how his life is going, so we accept most texts.
He didn't take very kindly to the Sam Lisak travel comment.
Just speaking the truth.
Also speaking as a cousin, there's a bit of family bickering there. And we're underway with the second half. Same starters, David Hine and Jonathan Gamble both in with 2 fouls. No doubt Cornell's going to play aggressive on them, but also going the other way, Emmanuel's going to go at Noah Noor and Colton Hetke. That was on Hetke. I thought for sure it was on Noor. Either way, it's the 3rd foul for a Chiefs player. John gets the first.
It's hard to call those driving layups sometimes. Everyone's got a hand on him. You just got to decide.
Yeah, it was mostly Noor with the body, and Hetke must have gotten a hand in there. John doesn't get real close on the second one.
Lancers hoping to improve their free throw percentage from last year.
Calls on Emmanuel's number 20, Seth Miller. That's his first personal, team's first.
Seth called on the reach there. Emmanuel shot 48.47% from the line last year. Not the greatest mark. Noah Noor going left. Mitchell Swanson gets an open shot over Ben Nauman, no good. Hine with the board. Here comes Miller the other way, not too great of a numbers game. He goes to Roots in the right corner. Nice hit pass inside to Ben. Ben can't handle it for now. Gets it to Gamble though. Gamble, nothing. Out to Hine. Hine for 3. First shot of the game for David, no good. His first shot was negated by a traveling call. But that'll be the first one that counts. Foul called on Dakota Pop.
Number 4, Dakota Pop. That's his second personal, team's second.
Over to Miller. Gamble now. Gamble around the short corner area. Seth Miller now. Back to Gamble left wing. Miller inside to Hine. Hine high post. Back out to Gamble. Miller taking his time. Pass fake. Well done there. Ben Nauman high post. Back out to Miller. Miller for 3. Cannot get that first one to fall. Hine with the board. And David's first basket of the season. David averages 7.05 points per game in his varsity career. He's only had 2 as he had to sit much of that first half. He's Rutz guarding Glaus here. Glaus has got some good handles. Nauman with the board. Rutz ahead to Hine. Hine cannot handle it. Out of bounds.
Take it off, David.
Pop gets the inbounds. Seth with some light pressure. Picks it up a little bit now. Pop gets across. Gives to Glaus off of the leg. And he recovers. Still has his dribble, I believe. Uses it. Nor, left wing. Big pass fake. Going in, and a strip by John. Very well done. Ahead to Rutz, baseline. Gives to Hine. Coming from the other way.
That was a full-on strip by John Gamble, too. There was nothing.
Completely clean.
No swatting about it. Just grabbing it and running.
Nor looked frustrated with himself, but it wasn't because he wanted a foul. I think it was because he knew he got beat. Glaus gives to Swanson. Back out to Pop. Pop's trying to go baseline. Here's Hetke. Jordan had to fight around Swanson's screens a couple times there. Glaus pops the shot from about the free throw line. No good. He can't get with the fall.
That has been the story for the Cornell team most of this game.
Especially the Glaus brothers. Just haven't been getting. They've got great shot looks. There's nothing falling. Ben Nauman with the travel. 29-12. Emmanuel getting the first 5 of the half here. Cornell still on the scoring drought that stretches back to the first half.
Lancer's doing a loose press on Cornell. Nothing much.
Having Seth pick him up. Usually think of Jordan doing that, but it does depend who brings the ball up. Seth, I think, will usually guard the smaller guard, who may or may not be the point guard. Hetke left into the lane and a push called. That'll be on Jordan Rutz. His first.
Falls on Emmanuel's number 12, Jordan Rutz. That's his second personal.
His second?
Team second.
I believe I was missing one. Swanson.
Ben Nauman putting some good pressure on Swanson on that. Making sure he couldn't find any options.
Pop with the pass to Glaus. Glaus almost falls. Swanson with a nice turnaround shot. He had 2 guys on him, though, making it tough. No good. Rutz to Hine. Hine's got the open shot. He decides to go all the way in. A moderate length shot might have been a better choice there. He was hesitant about the screen. And that's all right. But he had 2 guys down there waiting for him. Kyle Glaus back in. Swanson out, and now maybe Ben Nauman can get Nor his 3rd foul, as he would be the best matchup for him.
Definitely can utilize the post moves more.
Especially if Nor doesn't get on him. It looks like they're in zone here, though. 2-3 being applied. Over to John Gamble. John to Miller. Miller trying to make his first 3. Finally gets it. There it is. Seth 1 for 6, but that one just coming right here. And Emmanuel now up 20. Hetke gives to Nor. Nor guarded by Gamble. And the shot's no good. Rutz now. Crosses over. Good D by Glaus. Really moving his feet well. Oh, and they throw it away. Cornell did that same thing in the first.
Number 32, Austin.
Jordan thought John was going to be there. John tried to do a move. Just a miscommunication there. Something you'll see at a first game.
Definitely. It'll be a sloppier play here.
Trying to work out all the kinks.
Emmanuel takes out both of their big men, John Gamble and Ben Nauman. And now Nor's got a definite size advantage. David Hine has to play a little bit passively, too, with his 2 fouls. Probably could use his 3rd soon, though, without having to worry too much. David down the floor. Gives to Seth. David now. Tries to find Caro there. Maybe not the greatest idea of a pass, but it does lead to a foul. Oh, that foul's going to be on Emmanuel, though.
Emmanuel's number 14, Levi Schaller. That's his second personal. Team's third.
Levi's second and the third of the half. Timeout called here for Emmanuel.
Timeout, Emmanuel Lutheran, 32nd timeout.
Cornell yet to find their first basket of the half. We're just over 5 minutes in. They've got a scoring drought that's stretching back probably 5 minutes into the first half. Thank you for tuning in. James's phone number is right to the right of your scoreboard. You can text that in with a comment about the game, or a suggestion you have for the broadcast, or a comment about the broadcast, and we will most likely say it on air.
We accept compliments, complaints,
requests to an extent. Like if you want a happy birthday shout out or something. It was Danny Gamble's birthday earlier in the girls' game, and she scored 6 points, I believe. Had a couple nice jump shots.
Also, Kayla Bartle's birthday. She's in the stands watching the game right now.
Yep, Kayla was the only senior on last year's girls' varsity team as Klaus gets the basket to end the drought.
One of the hardest working players I've ever seen on a basketball court, Kayla Bartles.
As well as the volleyball court, where she really dominates. First team all-conference setter last year, and possibly the year before, I can't remember. Roots picks up a foul, Petke drawing it. Kayla actually played volleyball at Rockford University this year.
Falls on Emmanuel's number 12, Jordan Roots. That's his third personal. And line shooting 2, Colton Petke.
And plans to also run track. She is 19 today. Danny Gamble, 16.
In for the Lancers, Jonathan Gamble.
Shot made by Hetke. John subbing it. John will be on Nor. Telling the team he's got 14 now. That one no good. David with the board. David ahead to Seth. Seth Miller to Gamble. Gamble looking for something inside. He's got to give it to Kara. Kara to Hine. Hine to Schaller. Across to Miller. Miller for three. No good. Good board by Caro. Got to make a more decisive action. Kyle Glaus just barely had possession when his coach just called timeout.
Timeout, Cornell.
Cornell's only played 7 players so far this half. They've got 3 more players who have not yet broken out of their warm-ups. And Jake Hall has kind of played sparingly. We'll see if we'll get to see those players before the end of the game. They're down 17 here. Emmanuel with a 32-15 lead. Despite not scoring since about, I would say, 10 minutes left in the first half, Jordan Roots still leads all scorers, and it's by quite a bit with his 14.
I think right now some advice Coach Tom might be telling the team is to calm down on the threes a little bit, especially to Seth Miller right now. 1 for 7 is not exactly a good ratio right now.
Yeah, 4 for 8 is fine for Jordan. It's just a shame that the 4s came together.
Yeah.
4 makes and 4 misses, I think.
David Hine has passed up on 2 wide-open 3 opportunities right now.
David's got that varsity experience. He's looking to find a better shot because he knows even in a game like this where they are up some, they can't let up the gas, obviously, but he wants to develop better experience and show his new teammates what a good shot is. Jonathan and David will be looking for that all season and teaching their teammates that as well. It's something they already know how to do from their previous experience on other teams, but Jonathan and David, the leaders, will have that objective. John will be called for his 3rd foul there. So now Hetke and Gamble with 3. Nor and Hines still at 2.
John has to be careful with his next foul. Make sure it's not too soon, or maybe not at all.
Definitely.
10 minutes is still, 11 minutes is still a really long time.
3 fouls isn't the worst thing at this point in the second half, but it depends when that 4th foul is. They're going to take out John. Noah Nora with his second free throw. Missed the first, gets the second. Putting him at 4 points. Seth Miller needs a little help. He brings it ahead. Levi Schaller wide open. Decides not to take the three, and wisely so. Emmanuel's got to look for a shot that's more inside. Definitely. Levi Schaller fighting along the baseline there. Good pass in by Brent. It draws a foul.
Cornell is number 24, Kyle Glaus. That's his second personal, team's third.
Kyle Glaus is second. Into Levi. And over to Miller. Miller with the head fake. Giving to Hine. Hine goes baseline. Brent's man was there to meet him, though. Brent open now as his man didn't find him again. And no good. And we got a foul on David Hine. That's his third.
Falls on Emmanuel's number 40, David Hine.
We'll see how Tom Williams handles
That's his
this.
third personal, team sixth.
He's going to leave Hine in for now.
Cornell number 10, Jake Hall.
As long as they don't have Hine and Gamble on the floor, at the same time, they're probably safe, but then again, you would rather have Hine and Gamble on the floor at the same time. That's when your team's at its best. Nora up top goes left. He has yet to pick up his third. Petke in the game right now. Off ball. Good board by Brent. A great box out there. Miller down the floor. Over to Schaller. Schaller's open for three. Decides not to take it. Maybe should have taken the two there. Brent with the two. No good. Perfect board by Levi. He was right there over the shoulder. Here's Brent Rutz. Brent's got some range himself, but Emmanuel taking smarter shots now. Here's Caro to the rack.
Austin Caro.
Austin with his first points. I might have missed a free throw from him earlier and given it to Levi. I'm not sure. Petke to Glaus. Nice board by David. He'll draw a foul, and that's Nora's third. Go ahead.
Brent Rutz kind of developed as a shooting guard throughout his first 3 years, but on this team he will be needed as more of a post player than a shooting guard. Emmanuel has plenty of shooting guards on the team.
True. They've got a lack of size, and Brent can provide that.
But Brent still has the range of a shooting guard, which is nice to have.
Yep. He's a bigger man with some range. Seth Miller for three. No good. 1 for 8 now. Euro step again by Hetke. This time it drops. He leads the Chiefs with 7 points. Into the corner. Brent gets it stripped, and Nora with the steal. Maybe not stripped. He might have just lost control. It's a tough pass to handle. Petke to Jake Hall. Wide open for three. No good. Petke got the board. That'll be a foul on Schaller. That's Levi's third. Now a key player off the bench, Levi Schaller with his third foul.
Foul on Emmanuel's number 20, Seth Miller. That's his second personal, team seventh.
Sorry. Seth Miller with 2, as well as Levi Schaller and Jordan.
Shooting the bonus for Cornell, number 2, Bolton Hetke.
But not too big of a deal, except for in terms of bonus, which they've just gotten into. 1-1 for Hetke. First one's good.
In Florence is number 12, Jordan Brooks, number 42, John Gamble.
Hetke with 9 now.
Never good to be in bonus this early in a game. 10 minutes is, like I said before, a long time.
You're not even halfway into the half. Gets around and puts it in. Miller gets Hetke to go by him. Brent Rutz to Miller. Weak pass over to Rutz. That's Jordan. John goes baseline. Nice move. And a block is called. John will get 2 free throws. Ever important call there for Emmanuel. Had that been John's fourth on the charge.
John excels at getting those drive-in layups. He has the length to just reach over people and try and get that ball in.
Klaus with his third. Now Cornell with 3 players at 3 fouls. All 3 on the floor. John, this is the first. Can't get the second either. John's had trouble shooting free throws throughout his varsity career. Not so much his freshman year, but the last couple.
freshman year may have been due to lack of attempts, though.
True. Noah Noor to Glaus. Here comes Miller. Off the steal, Seth. Can't go all the way. He gets 2 defenders on. Back out to Jordan. Over to John. And the numbers game gone for Emmanuel. Miller to the rack. He gets it blocked, but it'll stay in Emmanuel ball. Free throw percentages for John in his varsity career have gone steadily down. 60.87 as a freshman, 45.28 as a sophomore, and then 26.67 last year. He'll be looking to bump that back up in his final season.
Actually, if I remember correctly, John telling me stories of the good old days, he had a lot of attempts freshman year. So that 60%, that was an earned number.
14 for 23. He hasn't had a lot more in the last couple of years, obviously. 53 and 45 in his sophomore and junior year, respectively. But still 23 as a freshman and making all but 9 of them. Pretty impressive. Jordan Ritz up top, and Cornell back into the 2-3. Emmanuel shifting into their offense, not so much. They don't recognize it. Brent Ritz from the short corner, no good. Brent's had some good jump shot attempts in terms of location. Inbounding here is Gamble. He's got to go to the safety valve. Miller, I don't think the team really knew the play there. Inbounds plays are always a tough thing. Brent Ritz's pass falls short, and Pop with the steal. Pop lofts it up. Nice grab by Hedke. Looking like a wide receiver. Swanson with the bucket. He's got 4 points now. And I think that signaled Tom Williams. It was time to bring Nauman back in. It's stolen by the Chiefs. Here comes Hedke the other way. He's got a 1-on-2. Decides to go for it. Nice knee by Brent. It's off.
I'm not sure about that.
I think it was. That guy got the too.
This is just me. I thought Brent might have bobbled that a bit and it went out of bounds, but I did not have a good angle on it.
Noor and Brent did touch it, but I believe Noor touched it last. Here comes Rooks. He drops to John. John right at Pop. And they're not in the 2-3 anymore. I'm mistaken. Timeout anyway. David's been making all the shots after the whistle today. He's 2 for 2. 5 points.
That is key to David making a shot, apparently, is someone needs to blow a whistle before he shoots it. Like Pavlov's dogs, except with the whistle.
Sort of. So obviously the Christmas break coming up, a half day for ILHS tomorrow.
Thanksgiving.
Sorry. So our next basketball games will be coming a week from today. As you can see on your screen, the girls are hosting Elma Pepin. That'll be on Ustream, which you're watching on right now. JV at 6, Varsity at 7:30, and then the guys will be traveling to Spring Valley. James and I will be traveling too. I will be broadcasting the Varsity game at 7:30. There will be C-Team and JV games, and I will aim to give you the scores of those during the Varsity game. I just can't do the JV and C-Team games.
I will be intently watching and cheering.
Maybe doing some stats for me.
I'll be intently watching.
All right. So yeah, tune into Ustream and Mixler next Tuesday. Mixler is solely audio for all of you who might not know. We used it a couple times during the broadcast, or the volleyball season, broadcasting. It didn't work too well, but we've got a new headset, and we're hoping it'll work just as well as it did for the regional final against McDonald in volleyball. That was a really good quality broadcast in terms of sound quality.
And I'm sure broadcasting as usual.
Thanks, James.
I thought you were about to toot your own horn, so I decided to do it for you.
I was going sound quality. Jake Hall with his first. I thought Seth might have fallen down, but probably a combination of both, knowing Seth. David Hine guarded by Noor. Jonathan Gamble in. He might have a little bit of a mismatch against Hetke. Hetke doesn't have the size, but he does have the quickness. John gets to Rutz. Jordan, that is. And the starters are in right now for Emmanuel. Seth Miller. Over to Jonathan. Coach Williams telling the team to switch sides. They do. Here's Seth with the runner. No good. Swanson can't grab the board, but Miller does. All the way in is Jake Hall. No good. Here's Jordan. Tries to get to Seth. It is touched by Cornell. Seth can save it. David's got it. Awesome Cornell out of bounds. Impressive. David just ripped it over his head.
David earning some hustle points for sure with that. I'm definitely not getting paid to say that, but that was a Sam Lesak S dive for that ball.
Then you gotta get the layup or something. David got blocked by Moore. Nauman tried to help out the cause. He couldn't though. Here's Hetke. Pop tries to back cut high, not happening. Nora up top. Here's Pop. Pop to Hall. Nora inside to Swanson. Get Nauman there. Here's Nora for three. He made one earlier. No good this time. Ever since the half, the scoring has been in favor of Emmanuel, 12-9.
I think Hine might have a bloody nose.
He's got to leave the court for that?
Well, they do not want blood on the court.
On the towel? Just grab a towel, I thought. I hope that was just it.
He was walking off okay, so...
Yeah, he looked fine.
He showed something to the ref as he walked by and the ref whistled, so...
Okay.
I assume it was blood. I'm not sure.
Levi Shaw with a dangerous pass. He was looking inside for Gamble. It'll be off, Gamble went out of bounds.
Not exactly the cleanest passing game we have seen from a Lancers team. A lot of lazy passes at the top of the key there, just waiting to be stolen.
First game of the season, that's to be expected, but that was a trade that last year's JV teams showed. Ben Nauman with the emphatic block there. Roots for three.
You all couldn't see that, but Gunnar Sippert called that.
He hit his fifth three of the night, filling out the stat sheet. He's got 17 points. Almost half of it, man. Jonathan Gamble will get called on the foul there. Either John or Ben. I've been calling it all night for one player, and they keep correcting me. It was John.
That's number 42, John Gamble. That's his fourth personal. At the line, shooting two, Noah.
Fourth foul with 4:24 to go. Not the worst thing that could have happened. John definitely played clean for a little while.
David Hine, Austin Carroll.
John and Ben again going off. The other thing from a defensive standpoint, they probably want Nauman in. So perhaps a more offensive lineup here. Noah Nora gets 1 of 2, putting him at 7 points. Seth Miller pushing the floor. And a travel is called as he kind of stutter stepped. Low scoring affair here. Opposite of last year's game between these two teams. Last year, Emmanuel took it 71-43. It was a shootout. Brian Sito had 18 points in that game. Hine had 13. Ryan with 12. Lesak and Albrecht had 9. Gamble with 4. So Emmanuel's replacing all but 17 of the 71 points that were scored in that game. Just another sign of the roster turnover. Hetke in the lane. Moore goes right at Hine. This might be on David. That'll be on David.
Manuals number 40, David Hine.
Noah trying to get those big hop steps going there, and he also attempted a Euro step earlier in the game.
Cornell number 24.
I don't think any of those have gone in, though. They have drawn a couple fouls, though.
At the line for Cornell, number 14, Noah shooting the bonus.
So David picked up his fourth. John comes back in for David, as they did just a couple minutes ago. The opposite of that. John's got 4 himself. Noah gets the first.
4 minutes left. John has to be careful.
Definitely. Noah with 8 now. Chance to tie Hetke for his team's lead here. He gets it. Forbes, 9 points coming at the line, and here's the press from Cornell. You gotta be ready for it. Jonathan Gamble gets it. Ahead to Roots, and they've got a little bit of a numbers advantage. That was a moving screen by Levi. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
They let it go. Jordan Roots to the rack. Oh, good. John with the board. John's got 7.
At least 4 of those 7 are put back points.
He had 2 nice drives to the hole. 4 for 3, no good. Emmanuel up 13. They swing it over to Glaus. Trent back to North. Size mismatch on Levi. Easy Nor now leading his team with 11 points. Austin Carroll sees space, decides against it. Maybe a smart move there to waste some more time.
Also, it was a 2-on-1. It would have been a contested shot, not a guarantee.
Jordan Rutz to Levi Schaller. And they're looking to take a little more time with their possessions now. Levi dishes to Rutz. Jordan to Seth. Seth's not going to be taking a 3 in this situation. Jordan's got to make a cut. He decides to back it off a little bit.
Got to watch those passes.
Levi's got some baseline. Nice dish to Seth Miller, and Seth draws the foul. Manuel up 11 here. Seth Miller shooting 2.
That's his third personal, team 7. At the line, shooting 2, Seth Miller.
First one in and out.
Emmanuel at the size disadvantage, not really able to work the ball inside really at all.
Yeah, it's more of drives into the lane instead of your typical pass into the post, who's already established down there. Seth can't get either, both in and out. Here's Hetke. Pass from Pop to Nor. Jonathan on Nor. He takes the 3, no good. John with the board. John slowing it down, doesn't need to push it that much. He's got 2 Cornell players on him. David down low. He gets out to the corner. John looking for that cut. It was there for a split second. Tough pass to make, though. Seth Miller. Levi Schaller in the corner. Levi needs some help. What is the call? Timeout. 2 minutes left here. And with his 4 fouls tonight,
30-second timeout, Emmanuel.
we'll transition into our player feature for the night. David Hine, returning for his 3rd varsity season, 6'2". He'll primarily, he starts as a forward, but he'll be playing a lot of post as they rotate through center, and then he'll play guard as well. He can shoot well. He's basically everything you need, just like John. And you can see he's played 2 past seasons of varsity. He's been a starter ever since he played Cornell in his sophomore season. Started 36 of the 44 games he's played. Decent shooting percentages. His free throws have been around where he wants them, especially his sophomore year. A good rebounder as he averages, or doesn't average, he's had 151 in his career. David Hine up top. Emmanuel's going to take a relaxed pace, and Cornell's going to try to make them make a mistake or possibly foul. Here's Seth Miller. Seth, nice ball fake, gets it to Jordan. Jordan, or Levi with the screen from Seth. A good one there. Seth going in the corner, that's Levi. Levi down low to Jordan. Jordan, smart not to shoot it. Probably would have gotten blocked. And even though there was no shot, a good possession for Emmanuel, they ran a whole half together. Hecky with a smooth three there. Second Cornell game for Cornell.
Talking about working the ball into the post, since we've been here, so since John has been on the team, we've always had a very good post to work with. Our freshman year was Carl Ryan, same sophomore year.
Oh, it was Grant Hulke.
Grant Hulke, yes, yeah. Grant. I couldn't remember who it was.
Carl sophomore year.
Then Carl Ryan sophomore year, then Calvin Ryan, all again tall, 6'5".
Yeah,
could get up there.
Upwards, even. And
you saw a lot of working the ball into the post, getting it to them, good post move, getting the ball in. But we're going to have to work. Manuel's going to have to work differently this year. A lot more layups, a lot more passing around the outside.
Yeah, Ben's got the size. In fact, he's probably got more size than those three in terms of build. He's a huge, muscly guy, but he does not have that height, as Jake said, and that is really the range and the wingspan and the height. That's what really makes a pass into the post a little bit easier. It was just so simple with Grant Hulke and Carl and Calvin sometimes, because if you got a mismatch down there, you can give it to your big man.
And Caleb Oster.
Caleb Oster, yeah, he wasn't primary because Grant would start in the post, but Caleb would have range throughout the court.
You could toss the ball up there and Caleb would get it. He had that massive height on height advantage.
Extreme wingspan. It has to be greater than 6'5". 6'5" was his height, but I believe he would probably have more. Nice pass from Jordan to David. David can't get to go. Trenton Blouse back the other way. Nor, they might be looking for a three here again. Not a lot of time. Here's Hetke. Wouldn't be surprised if he took it. He goes in. Almost a script for Gamble. No good. David can't get the board. He's got it now. Woods to Gamble. And Emmanuel will start getting fouled here. Still single bonus, so Cornell's really making them earn it.
Cornell's number 2, Colton Hetke. That's his fourth personal, team's eighth. At the line, shooting the bonus, John Gamble.
Currently a 3-possession game for Cornell. 2 free throws and it'll become 4. Almost out of reach.
Good shot there by John. His second made free throw of the night. That puts him at 8 points.
Swanson.
Gamble can't get the second, but Levi with the offensive board. We talked about it in the first half. He got a bucket off his own missed free throw, and now he'll get some more free throw attempts.
Cornell's number 14, Noah Nor. That's his fourth personal, team's 9.
And Nor picks up his
at the line, shooting the bonus, Levi Shaw.
If Nor does foul out, it's going to be with 40 or less seconds left, but still, it might play an important role, as he's probably one of the better three-point shooters. Levi cannot get the first to go, and in the one-on-one situation, now's the live ball. Stolen by Gamble. They tried to go to Swanson. And here comes Hine. Hine to Miller. They try to do it, but off of Moore and out of bounds. 31.7. Lancers up 9. Game almost out of reach.
Lancers put any points on the board right now, and the game can almost be called.
4-point possession. 4-possession game.
Yeah.
Foul by Pop moves Cornell into double bonus on fouls.
Foul on number 4, Dakota Pop. That's his fourth personal.
I was missing 3 fouls for Dakota Pop. Wow. Or 2, and then the one just now. It looked like Jake Hall might have.
Jordan Brooks shooting 2.
If Jordan can make one of these, this game is about out of reach. There it is.
4-possession game, maybe 3 if there's an and 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, Emmanuel's not going to foul on a 3-pointer, hopefully. Now 12. Jordan nails his 2 free throws. And gets to 19 points here tonight. Pull up by Glaus. No good. Hine at the board. David's been doing a great job on the glass tonight. He'll get to shoot 2.
still fouling. So
Cornell is number 44, Mitch Swanson.
I guess they've committed to it, so I got to keep with it.
Swanson only, he had 0, now only with 1. David only had 2 points.
Number 40, shooting 2.
Excuse me, 4
David
points.
Hine.
Good to see the team being able to function without one of their top expected scores. No good. Obviously, you can't expect 19 from Jordan every night, but you also can't expect 12 from David every night. You got to have players step up, and game by game, we'll see how it goes. It was Jordan doing a lot of the work tonight. Early. No good for David. Petke will bring it down, and Lancers are going to play some lax defense. Over to Pop. Klaus with a nice ball fake, or shot fake. And 5 seconds left. They're still playing aggressive. 1 second left.
They're not giving up.
Is on the line. I don't think that's the greatest move of sportsmanship there. Although the players are they're not looking at the clock like we are. They have an assignment, they're going to do it. So, I shouldn't say that. Emmanuel gets the win. It moves to 1-0 on the year. 42-31. Non-conference game here. You got to see 10 of the 12 players, and the other 2 played earlier, Josh and Henry.
Very nice to see Emmanuel working in a lot of people into the rotation, too. They had their small lineup, big lineup, John and David together in a lineup.
And they had to play a part, and I think even sometimes without both of them. And in the game, this early in the season, they've got to figure it out. And you don't know how you're going to play in a game until a game comes. We'll bring you inside the booth briefly here. Emmanuel got out to that early lead. They were up 16-7 at one point, but then it got a little bit closer. Cornell's drought in the middle of the game really played a key factor.
That was from the end of the first half, like 5 minutes left to maybe 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, it was around over a quarter of the game.
Yeah.
So not good for Cornell. They move to 0-1. They'll advance to Lakeland East play soon. They do travel to Thorpe, however, next Tuesday before starting their conference schedule the following Tuesday at Lake Holcomb, and finally getting their first home game Friday, December 9th against Winter. So last year it was said that Emmanuel didn't really fulfill their potential with a lot of returning varsity players, and just kind of had a disappointing season for all the potential they had. This year it seems as if the ceiling is lower, but there's a more reasonable chance of getting there. You see what you can make with this team, sort of like the volleyball team. They lost a lot of great players from last year, but they made the most of their season, made it all the way to the regional final. Perhaps this basketball team can do something similar.
I think beginning of the volleyball season, no one really thought we're going to get to regional finals.
Yep.
But this season,
it was a bit of a not the strongest regional, but they did what they had to do to get there, and Bruce put up a fight in the regional semifinal. So Emmanuel was 3-7 on the road last year. We'll see how that plays out as we head to Spring Valley next Tuesday, and then next Thursday to Alma as they'll play the Alma Cup and Eagles. They started off 1-0 at home. They were 9-4 at home last year, so really this gym is where the strength is. We'll go through the stats here. Jordan Roots leading the way with 19 for Emmanuel. John Gamble had 8. Levi Schaller with 5. Seth Miller with 3, David Hine 4, Austin Caro 2, and Brent Roots with 1. And for Cornell, it was Noah Nora with the leading amount of points with 11. Colton Hefke had 12. Oh, excuse me. Yep, 12 for Hefke leading the way. Nora with 11. 4 for Trenton Blouse, and 4 for Mitchell Swanson. So all but 8 points scored by Hefke and Nora. Real leaders for that team. And good players at that. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Emmanuel's figuring things out and doing a good job tonight. Jordan Roots, the MVP of the game.
yes.
But the rest of the team playing well as well. Thank you for tuning into all the games tonight. Emmanuel gets the sweep of Cornell in JV guys, varsity girls, and varsity guys. Once again, this has been Gunnar Sibbert.
And James Shazer, and we'll be your crew the whole season for this varsity team.
Tune in next Tuesday as there will be varsity girls basketball as well as JV here on Ustream, and then I'll be broadcasting the game on Mixlr at Spring Valley for the Varsity boys. 6 and 7:30 for the girls, and 7:30 for the guys. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great night.